Have you ever wondered why modern people so often experience internal anxiety? Why, despite the rapidly increasing level of comfort and opportunities, the levels of stress and worry are rising even faster? Every day we wake up in a world overwhelmed with information, demands, tasks, and expectations. From the moment we open our eyes, our minds are bombarded with hundreds of notifications, messages, news articles, and social media updates. Modern life demands constant immersion in an uninterrupted stream of information, leaving no room for silence and tranquility. We constantly compare ourselves to others, attempt to maintain control over everything happening around us, and fear missing something important. Yet ultimately, instead of confidence and control, we end up with endless anxiety and emotional burnout. The main cause of our anxiety is the desire to control things that, by their very nature, cannot be fully controlled. We fear uncertainty, mistakes, failure, and the loss of what we already have. As a result, our minds are continuously occupied with attempts to maintain control over situations, people, and events, which are inherently chaotic and unpredictable. We fail to notice that the more we strive to control external circumstances, the more we lose control over our emotions and internal state. This leads directly to chronic fatigue, nervous tension, and an overwhelming sense of inner emptiness. Many wise thinkers of the past recognized this long ago. Carl Jung, for example, argued that the external chaos we see around us is always a reflection of our internal chaos. In other words, if we wish to find peace and mental clarity, we must start with ourselves. However, the problem is that modern individuals have grown accustomed to shifting responsibility for their internal state onto external circumstances. We often tell ourselves we will be happy when we achieve a certain goal, when something specific happens in our lives, or when other people change their behavior. But this is merely an illusion that creates even more disappointment and suffering. Philosophy and psychology have been providing explanations and practical guidance on how to achieve inner peace for centuries. For instance, Stoic philosophers taught that external events are not always within our control, but our reactions to those events always are. Stoicism emphasizes that while we cannot control what happens around us, we can control how we respond. This realization is key to liberating ourselves from anxiety. Buddhism, on the other hand, explains that all human suffering stems from our attachments and expectations. The more we attach ourselves to objects, people, statuses, or achievements, the greater our suffering when these things are lost or unattainable. Taoism offers a path of naturalness and acceptance, advocating that we embrace life as it is without struggling against things we cannot change. All these philosophical teachings emphasize that inner peace does not depend on external conditions. It arises within us once we realize that much of life is beyond our control, and when we stop resisting this fact. Modern individuals have become accustomed to living in constant struggle for success, recognition, love, attention. We even fight with ourselves. Yet, when we begin to perceive life not as a battlefield but as a stream we must navigate, our anxiety gradually begins to subside. Nevertheless, philosophical understanding alone isn't sufficient to achieve genuine peace in our chaotic lives. We need concrete actions and practical steps to incorporate these principles into our daily lives. We must learn to recognize our thoughts and emotions, manage our attention, and direct it appropriately. It's also crucial to care for our physical state, as the body and mind are closely interconnected. Additionally, we must thoughtfully choose the people with whom we spend the majority of our time, as our environment greatly impacts our emotional state. Only when we consciously apply this knowledge and these principles to our daily routine will we start feeling how inner peace gradually becomes our reality. We'll discover that although the external world may remain chaotic, we no longer feel trapped by this chaos. Instead, we can maintain mental clarity and tranquility even in the most stressful situations. This is the first step on the journey to deep and sustainable inner peace. By understanding the root causes of our anxiety and recognizing the illusion of constant control, we've already embarked on the path toward inner freedom. The next essential step is mastering specific methods and tools that will help us achieve true inner harmony. The first and most important step to begin with is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't just a trendy term, it's a crucial human ability to observe your thoughts, emotions, and reactions from a distance without immediately judging them or trying to suppress them. Imagine that your thoughts are clouds drifting across the sky. They appear, move past, and disappear, yet the sky itself, your mind, remains clear and unchanged. When you learn to observe your thoughts and feelings without becoming emotionally involved in them, you stop automatically reacting to external stimuli and begin consciously managing your inner reality. But how can you start practicing mindfulness in your daily life? It's very simple. Find just a few minutes every day to stop and direct your attention inward. You can begin with the simplest exercise. Sit calmly and concentrate on your breathing. Take a deep breath in for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and slowly exhale for 8 seconds. This technique quickly calms the nervous system and reduces stress hormones. During this breathing exercise, your attention naturally shifts to your bodily sensations and breathing, causing intrusive thoughts to gradually fade and lose control over your mind. However, mindfulness isn't limited to meditation and breathing techniques. Mindfulness is a lifestyle, a conscious way of approaching everyday situations. Instead of reacting automatically to every irritation, learn to pause briefly to acknowledge what's happening and choose your response. For example, if someone irritates you, rather than immediately responding with anger or annoyance, pause for a few seconds to recognize your emotions, and then consciously decide how to react appropriately. You'll soon find yourself experiencing fewer conflicts and enjoying much greater inner peace in your life. The next key skill is attention management. We live in a world where thousands of things constantly compete for our attention every single day. Advertising, news, social media, toxic individuals, and endless worries. Our minds become like vast, overcrowded storage spaces filled with unnecessary clutter. To achieve tranquility, it's essential to consciously direct your attention. Limit the flow of negative information and spend less time on social media and news platforms. Deliberately choose activities and things that fill you with joy and positive energy. Regularly ask yourself, does this truly deserve my attention? Gradually, you'll find your life becoming calmer and your mind clearer. The physical state of your body is inseparably linked with your mental condition. Scientific research has proven that regular physical activity significantly reduces stress hormones and helps manage anxiety effectively. Walking outdoors, swimming, running, yoga, or simply doing some light morning exercises, any form of regular physical activity is beneficial. Movement helps release accumulated tension and clears the mind of anxious thoughts. If your goal is to maintain inner peace, make time for regular physical activity. Another critical factor is your social environment. The people you communicate with affect your mood and well-being far more than you might realize. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, complaints, and toxicity, you'll unintentionally absorb these emotions. Conversely, surrounding yourself with inspiring, supportive individuals who recognize your strengths will help you feel more confident and at peace, even during difficult moments. Be intentional when choosing your social circle, and don't hesitate to set boundaries with people who disturb your tranquility. Finally, there's the practice of acceptance. Acceptance isn't weakness or passivity. It's the wisdom of not struggling against things you cannot change. When facing challenges rather than resisting them, accept them as realities and act according to those realities. For instance, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of becoming irritated, accept the situation as an opportunity to calmly reflect, listen to your favorite music, or enjoy a podcast. Similarly, if someone behaves improperly, instead of becoming angry, accept the fact that you can't control their behavior, only your response to it. Thus, mindfulness, attention management, physical health, a positive social environment, and acceptance are the primary tools that will help you attain inner peace. These simple and practical steps are accessible to everyone. The critical point is to start applying them consistently, and you'll notice your inner state becoming more stable and harmonious with each passing day. When you've mastered the basic tools for achieving inner peace, such as mindfulness, attention management, physical self-care, cultivating a positive environment, and acceptance, the next crucial step is to solidify these skills into your daily life so that peace becomes your natural state. It's important to understand that achieving inner tranquility isn't a final destination or a one-time event. It's an ongoing process, a daily choice that must be made again and again. Just as your body requires regular physical exercise to maintain good health, your mind needs consistent practice to sustain emotional balance. Every time you're faced with a stressful situation, consciously choose a calm response instead of automatic anxiety. Initially, this may feel unnatural or even challenging, but over time, your mind will adapt to this new way of responding, and tranquility will become your natural default state. One of the most powerful methods for reinforcing inner peace is the practice of gratitude. Modern individuals tend to focus on problems, worries, and negative aspects of life, often overlooking the good things that already exist. Regularly practicing gratitude can drastically transform your perception of life. Every day, take a moment to think about what you're thankful for. These can be simple things: a cup of morning coffee, an enjoyable conversation with a friend, a pleasant walk, or simply the ability to see, hear, and experience life. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll start noticing positive aspects in your life, leaving fewer reasons for anxiety in your mind. Another crucial point is breaking the habit of constantly comparing yourself to others. Today's social media-driven world constantly pushes us to compare our lives to those around us. We see other people's achievements and start feeling anxious, inadequate, or envious. But it's essential to remember that everyone has their own path, unique circumstances, and possibilities. Instead of comparing yourself with others, compare yourself with who you were yesterday. Ask yourself, what have I done today to become a little bit better than I was yesterday? Not only will this strengthen your self-esteem, but it will also bring inner harmony as you now compete solely with your past self rather than other people. Another vital practice is making regular time for solitude and silence. Modern life continuously exposes us to external noise and distractions. To hear our genuine desires, thoughts, and feelings, we must occasionally spend time alone. Even short moments of solitude, if regular, can be profoundly restorative. For instance, set aside an hour each morning to disconnect your phone and simply spend time in silence, read a book, or reflect. Such moments help your mind reset, regain strength, and achieve clarity. It's also essential to set realistic goals. Anxiety often arises from setting overly ambitious or vague objectives. Divide your large goals into smaller, achievable steps, each of which brings satisfaction and a sense of progress. Accomplishing small goals gradually builds confidence, reduces stress, and makes your journey towards larger goals more peaceful and deliberate. Furthermore, aim to simplify your life as much as possible. Free yourself from unnecessary things, unwanted possessions, commitments, people, and information. Minimalism isn't merely a trend, it's a powerful tool for preserving inner peace. When you consciously let go of things that don't bring joy or value, you free a significant amount of mental energy and space for what's truly important and fulfilling. Another essential condition for maintaining inner peace is flexibility. The world is continually changing, and if we hold on to rigid expectations, any change will trigger stress and disappointment. Learn to be adaptable and open to change. Understand that change is inevitable and even beneficial. When encountering changes, view them not as threats, but as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. This mindset helps maintain inner harmony even during uncertain times. Ultimately, the most crucial insight you can have is that your inner tranquility depends entirely on you. It is not contingent upon external circumstances, the behavior of others, or perfect conditions. Peace is your own decision, your conscious choice that you can make right now and continue to reaffirm daily. Make inner peace a priority in your life. Recognize that it holds far greater value than any external achievements, as your internal state ultimately defines your sense of happiness, satisfaction, and life's purpose. Begin applying everything we've discussed, and you'll quickly notice your internal state shifting positively. While the world around you may remain chaotic within yourself, you will develop clarity and confidence that will keep you resilient through life's storms. Inner peace is accessible to everyone, not tomorrow, not someday in the future, but right now. Simply make this choice. Allow peace to become not just a temporary state, but your consistent internal support system guiding you through life.